A teenager at the center of this case, who is identified as LW in court documents, has referred to the gender-affirming care she's been receiving as, quote, life-changing. But a ban in her state has forced her to travel to continue receiving care for her gender dysphoria. The 16-year-old was in the courtroom today for these historic arguments that could have a huge impact on her life.
Last year, Tennessee Republicans voted to make it illegal for transgender youth to be prescribed certain medications or treatments for gender dysphoria, including puberty blockers and hormone therapies.
It was just purely political. It was, let's use these poor kids and these families as a pawn. And we just want to be able to take her to the doctor.
In a challenge to the Tennessee ban, attorneys for the Biden administration and 3 transgender youth and their families are arguing for the justices to declare the state's law an unconstitutional form of sex discrimination.
This is a law that bans medical treatment only when it is prescribed inconsistent with an individual's sex. Our argument is that that treats people differently because of their sex, and therefore the court has to treat it like all other forms of sex discrimination.
The state's lawyers argue that lawmakers were justified in restricting this type of medical care for people under the age of 18.
The law imposes an across-the-board rule that allows the use of drugs and surgeries for some medical purposes, but not for others. Its application turns entirely on medical purpose, not a patient's sex. That is not sex discrimination.
A growing number of state laws targeting transgender care have been enacted in recent years, with a particular focus on minors. Though the community makes up a small fraction of the American public, it was featured prominently during the 2024 election.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
The court's conservative majority appears ready to endorse the Tennessee law banning gender-affirming care for minors, with several key justices repeatedly questioning whether the issue should be left to elected lawmakers to decide. The court's decision is expected by July of 2025. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.